Hello everyone and welcome to the Philippine First Day Cover channel. For this episode, we will be talking about the martyrdom of Dr. Jose Rizal. For those not familiar with Dr. Jose Rizal, he is one of the national heroes of the Republic of the Philippines. And on this day, December 30, 127 years ago, Rizal was executed by firing squad for the crime of rebellion. On this episode, we will discuss the circumstances that led to his trial, his sentence, and his execution. But first, let us discuss the stamp and the cachet featured for this episode. The stamp featured is a 2-cent stamp of bright green color featuring the image of Dr. Jose Rizal. This stamp was initially issued on June 19, 1948 and was reissued on December 30, 1948 as an overprint stamp with a O and B for official business. The overprint stamp was issued for the commemoration of the 52nd anniversary of the martyrdom of Dr. Jose Rizal. It is designated as O53 on the Scott catalog. This first day cover has a hand stamp cachet showing a bell-shaped outline. On top, the years 1896 and 1948 is seen. Inside the bell-shaped outline reads 52nd Anniversary Martyrdom of Dr. Jose Rizal. There is an image of a broken chain and a lit torch with the flames of the torch seemingly breaking the chain. Below the lit torch are the two books that Jose Rizal wrote, the Noli Me Tangere, on top of the El Filibusterismo. The second first day cover has a single stamp and is postmarked Manila, Philippines, December 30, 1948, first day of issue. It also features the bell-shaped hand stamp cachet seen on the first day cover. And this first day cover has a lithograph cachet of the coat of arms of the Third Philippine Republic. On top of the coat of arms bears the words official stamp. This first day cover also has the hand stamp cachet as seen on the two previous first day covers. It also features a profile of Jose Rizal which states Rizal Day and an image of a seaside fortress, which reminds me of the prison that Rizal was brought to in Barcelona, Spain. By 1896, the rebellion fermented by the Katipunan, a military secret society, had become a full-blown revolution and it had begun a nationwide uprising. Jose Rizal had earlier volunteered his services as a doctor in Cuba, and it was permitted by Governor General Ramon Blanco for him to serve in Cuba to help with the victims of the yellow fever. Rizal and Josephine Bracken left Dapitan on the 1st of August, 1896, carrying with him a letter of recommendation from Blanco. Rizal was arrested en route to Cuba via Spain and was imprisoned in Barcelona in Castel de Montjuïc on October 6, 1896. He was then sent back the same day to Manila to stand trial for his implication in the revolution through his associations with the members of the Katipunan. During his passage, he had many opportunities to escape, but he refused to do so. On November 3, 1896, Jose Rizal arrived in Manila on board SS Cristobal Colon and was brought to Fort Santiago to be imprisoned there. On December 15, 1896, Rizal issued a manifesto disavowing the current revolution and declaring that education of the Filipinos and their achievement of a national identity was a prerequisite to freedom. Unfortunately, however, the manifesto was never made public. It was not enough to convince his accusers that he was innocent and to acquit him of the charges. On December 6, 1896, Jose Rizal was tried under the Spanish court-martial for sedition, rebellion, and conspiracy. Rizal was accused of two crimes. First, the founding of the La Liga Filipina, for which his accusers claim to be an illegal organization with a single aim to perpetrate the crime of rebellion. Second, rebellion through his previous seditious activities. These subversive activities included writing and publishing Noli Me Tangere, annotating Morga's History of the Philippines, writing and publishing El Filibusterismo, and various writings that criticized the friars and suggesting to have them expelled in order to win independence, and dedicating the El Filibusterismo to the 3 martyred priests who were executed as traitors to the fatherland in 1872 because they were the moving spirits of the uprising that year, establishing a Masonic lodge to support his propaganda, to propagate and to support subversive activities. Rizal denied his engagement in any political activity between July 6, 1892 to June 1, 1896. He told the military court that he advised against the uprising and that his name was merely exploited. He also denied that the La Liga Filipina was a subversive organization. On December 26, 1896, the Spanish military court found him guilty of the crimes of founding legal associations and of promoting and inciting to the crime of rebellion, and was sentenced to death. The Spanish authorities believed that his writings fatally and necessarily incited the rebellion, and by 1896, the rebellion had already become a revolution. On December 29, at 6 a.m., Capitan Rafael Dominguez read before Rizal his death sentence. His execution was to take place the following day. On December 29, 1896, Rizal penned his untitled poem, which was later to be known as Mi Ultimo Adios. On December 30, 1896, at 5 a.m., Jose Rizal and Josephine Bracken were married, and at 6:30, he began his death march from Fort Santiago to Bagong Bayan. At 7 in the morning, on December 30, 1896, Rizal with his executioners arrived at the execution site at the Luneta de Bagong Bayan. Dr. Felipe Ruiz Castillo checked his pulse and found it to be perfectly normal. Dr. Jose Rizal had 2 requests. One, that the firing squad did not shoot his head. This request was granted. The second was to be shot facing the firing squad. This request was denied because he was executed as a traitor to Spain, and condemned traitors were shot at the back. At 7:03 in the morning of December 30, 1896, gunshots were heard from the guns of 8 Filipino soldiers, with the words "Consumatum est" coming out of his mouth. With his last effort, he turned trying to face the firing squad, not wanting to die a traitor. The Spanish medical officer who came to examine him after the execution still felt a pulse from the fallen hero. Rizal was given the tiro de gracia, and when they were sure that Rizal had died, the soldiers marched on while the band was playing Marcha de Cadiz. Every 30th of December, we commemorate the life and works of Dr. Jose Rizal. We celebrate his sacrifice so that every Filipino can have the freedom and liberty and to enjoy life as Dr. Jose Rizal has envisioned it. I hope today's celebration was meaningful for every Filipino, and I will see you on the next episode.